Okay. So, yesterday after achieving most of my goals, the new goal I didn't succeed on is the Rufus goal. But to be honest, unfortunately, it's one of those things. But I may have, let's just say that Rufus thing, I may end up doing it at some point in the end. How is, but how, well, I'd rather not go. I'm really not sure how, to be honest with you. I mean, I know how I may end up having to do it, but whatever happens, it will be done. By the end of this stream, this will be done one way or another. Because if I have to do it the way I don't want to, I will. Because I really did not want to do it like that. But I don't have much of a choice. So, with that being said, the Forgotten City continues. So where was I? I was trying to get the flower for Galerius, wasn't I? My mind says I do need to restart in order for Rufus to be okay with me. If my mind serves now. Horatius is there. And Rufus is wherever. But I'm not going to check that now. I'd rather just do what I need to do. I mean, there is going to be one bit where I am definitely going to do it the way I don't want to. Because I've never done it before, and I have no idea. Which is more of an extra bit. Oh, too early. Great. How the Oh. Let's talk to him.
Shalom.
I've never actually spoken to him about... Oh, I've not had the full conversation with him because of the position wasn't okay. I did say that somewhere, eventually, a full conversation will take place again. Because I knew it would always take a little... And I always knew that Opus would take a little while. Let's see what... First, let's see if he knows anything about West until I'm...
I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never been able to reach. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the Cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper Cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose. All right, friend. Thanks for the chat.
Well, I'll do that small thing, but before I do that... Okay, then how come it's pointing me to Centius? That's the one I'm doing now. Forget the other one for now. I think it's the other way I go to get back. I went that way even though I didn't need to, because I should have gone this way. But I'm glad I did go that way, because that is how I managed to find that plaque by accident. Must be on my island places, do you do that? That's a bit. Right, that's that bit. I'm gonna have to do the way I don't. I've never done that. I've never seen what's beyond that. And I am at some point gonna get this flower. Oh my days! This is horrid. You know what? I actually dislike this thing. I got a tiny little flipping space to jump on. Well, what are the odds? No, shoot. Come on, I can do this. I ain't gonna quit until I do. I want to get to Galerius, not Flower. Oh, yes. No! You alright there, Richard Poe? Haven't missed a dot. That's just me landing on the tiniest bit of rock you can find for a flower. You've not missed a lot. Wow. This is difficult. Right, I'm going to see if there's another way. Surely there's another way. I'm good, thank you, pal. I'm good. I've already spoken to him once. Oh, yeah, and I briefly spoke to Ulpius, but all I did was talk about the subject of where... Oh, I'm good, thank you. Is talk about the subject of Sentinel's disappearance. I've not asked what's your story, the more regular questions. That's yet to come. In a little while. You've got to be so legit. This is just horrible. This is horrid. I'm just not gonna make that. Yeah, I'm good, just apart from the fact I can't get this flower. Just look, it's a mess. Just look at that. I'm supposed to land on that. Oh, this is just ridiculous. Well, I'm going to endlessly go in a circle until I do it. I'm not quitting. I want to get that flower. For Galerius. When I say for Galerius, in case you missed it, I don't mean it's actually for him in that respect. It's me to give to someone else for him, or it's for me to give to him so he can give to someone else. Wow, this is just ridiculous. I ain't got no. I don't care if I spend. Oh, I won't go as far as the whole stream. But let me put it this way: I won't be stopping. At least not yet. There must be another way. I think you don't need to go on that much before doing it. So I'm either too early or I'm too late. This bit's deluded. No, really. To be so legit. I'm too early or I'm too late.
You look well, my sartorial friend.
Oh, there's Georges. It looks like Ulpius down there. It's good to see Ulpius about, actually, rather than him feeling suicidal and what have you. I'm glad I sorted that out, to be honest. Oh, hooray! Good! That's good stuff. Then I'll go take that to Galerius immediately. And then I'll go do what Orpheus wants me to do. Speaking of which, you just walk around and around. Not very character calculated, it's like he's waiting for someone's case to come up.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind? Brilliant! You did it! Well done! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible. You mean, aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful. I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do?
Ooh, that's a decent, I don't know.
Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think maybe I need to be a bit more cautious. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel, and find out how she feels, without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time? Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved. Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Right, so now let's go give the flower, and then before or anything else happens after, if she tells me to tell him to tell anything, I will go and do what Orpheus wants, because he's over there in that direction.
A new face, Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh, how lovely. It just happens to be my favorite, too. Who do I have to thank for this? I see. So, it's from Galerius, then? Of course I do. I think everyone in the city knows. That man is a wonderful human being, and my favorite person in the world. But he is the least subtle, secret admirer you could imagine. The way he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort, too. Suspending that rope above the lake, inventing that pulley device all on his own. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower, trying to summon the courage to seize it. Oh, my heart. Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So if we ever make it out of here, and he doesn't mind waiting a few years, then tell him I love him too. I hope so. See you again soon, I hope.
Okay, I think he's gonna hold on. I said I was gonna do something else first. For Ulpius.
Hello? Hello? Have we met before? Do you like it? It's shiny, innit? It makes me happy just looking at it. But if I gave it to you, then I wouldn't have it anymore, and I'd be sad. But it's mine, and I really like it. I want to keep it. Well, if you get me out of here, then I wouldn't need it anymore because I'd already be happy. Then you could have it, and you'd be happy too. Like Galerius. He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can have my plaque and everyone will be happy.
What's on let me ask that?
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. Bye-bye.
Alright, I've got to check that. That one can bug off for the time being. No, I think it actually centre us right. Okay, that's what it was pointing to. Ulpius mentioned Dooley.
That's quite an
But it didn't mean to say I speak to Dooley just because Dooley saw it. So what I'm doing is I'm searching the centres already. I shouldn't really run past him like that, but kind of doing something. Now, what's it going to tell me to do? To send you about Central's escape plan. I've done that. Ask Lulia about Central's escape plan. paradox going to come up. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one in a minute. Because I haven't figured out we run through all the things that I can do. It's gonna have to be that next. Which means I'm gonna have to make that be the next thing. So obviously there's that. I'm trying to find all those blocks. The golden rule, which is figure out is most likely to make the golden rule in inform is yes, and all the points of origin, which is time paradox, yeah. Which is the big main. Once I've created a time paradox, I believe it's the end. No, I can't actually remember. I know that's one of the major things. I think. But I think that's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to make that next. Now.
The many shall suffer.
So despite the fact he drops out, it doesn't change the fact that they're going to go for Sentius when he gets re-elected. That is rather cold. That means I'll be doing this again after doing this, and because I need to do this again in order to successfully do something. Right, we're all going to see this again twice. So obviously when it gets to a certain time and it gets dark, the election takes place, and they haven't done everything by the time the election takes place. This happens.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood. What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Yep. Now, straight away, no skill involved. Back, and I'll get to restart. So. I'll make this
The
nice and simple.
49 melodies fetch again. With incessant...
Rufus.
Name's Rufus. Better watch your step. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... you know. None of your business, kaput merda. I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you. I have no idea what you're talking about. And unless you want your jaw broken, I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again.
Alright, okay.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling all right? Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but
I'm so glad you didn't
no,
go through
that
with it.
is definitely not normal. There was one other person.
Leonis is going to.
Anything about what?
Why do you look so happy?
We're free.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Julia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Again.
What? How?
Galerius is in it somehow.
That's incredible. Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Olgius. I will.
wonder what he says.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
What's that?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to... Is that... Seems rather brash, but all right. Why have you sought me out? I think it's best if I hang on to it. Ask then. Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Also, let's make sure there was no questions about.
I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged upon honoring the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. Give the gods what they want and we all prosper. Dishonor them and we all die. It's as simple as that. The real enemy in this place is not the golden rule, but human failings. The temptation to slide into degeneracy, greed, and hubris. I trust that answers your question. Of course. What is it? If you stopped one person from breaking it and you're still here, then there must be someone else about to break it still. Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came with a warning about paradoxes. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox. To illustrate, when the golden rule is broken, I will open the doorway that will bring you here to prevent it from being broken. If you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the doorway, and you will never have come here. A paradox, you see? The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If I can't summon you, then you can't be here, obviously. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us and yourself. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the golden rule, and there is yet work to do. Understand? Excellent. So it looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Of course. What is it? Yes? Why then did you say... Oh, it doesn't matter. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask?
How'd you get that one? Oh well.
Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news. If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be that vulgar, Sanjay. I'm only having a look.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
I'm just gonna run past you and pay no attention at all. After all, don't expect you to escort me out. You trust I can see myself out. So I'm just gonna run past you and pretend you're not there.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
I'm not even gonna dignify that with an answer. Don't tell me I've got to go and find that again. Yeah, I know I've got that. Yeah, that's no help. Right, I have clearly got to refine that again, haven't I?
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
And then again, you don't take it, do you, when you look at it? Yeah.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
I have nothing to say to you, kaput mada.
Tell you what, I'll make this nice and simple for you.
You imbecile!
The many shall suffer.
Well, it's getting on my nerves.
Sins of the Lord.
The statues. They're golems.
Shake a leg on the head of you.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. What? Are you? You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Okay. Okay, then let's start again and talk to him again on all topics. Got an incentive. I'll find him again, and this time I'm going to talk to him on all topics when I find him. Top to bottom, ask him his story, everything. I've got an idea.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Solution on Tibnis, Babylon province. I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The Sixth. The one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else. Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? The magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. None of your business. In Troiti it's some coming true. If we have to. If I did, do you think we'd be having this conversation? I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong, while we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it. Of course I am.
I am not going to pick up. I'm not going to go to that subject again just yet.
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us? No. Whatever.
Not yet. I'm going to go and do something again just to make sure that I've not made any bodges. I'm going to go to his room one more time, see if there's anything that I've missed. I get the feeling there might be a note of some kind that tells me.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
So, okay, It's tempting. Yeah, that's all above board. Now we'll go find him and go to the topic of Sarachna. If it goes wrong again, then the worst case scenario is I don't believe I just did that. I will either put it off and do something else and make no progression, just do silly side stuff like the other thing that I want to do for starters, or just on the stream there and there, because I am not continuing without doing the sinner. If I need the sinner.
You again. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... You know. None of your business, kaput merda. Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking. I have nothing to say to you, kaput merda. Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If we have to. Whatever.
Welcome. Feeling all right? That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
A new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. I hear we... Well, I'm an architect. I like that. We're going to get on well, friend. Nice to talk to you.
A fellow traveler from a faraway land.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know.
Be careful who you trust.
I already know where I'm going. It's for the greater good I'm going.
I hope you're coping.
No, I'm not. Because it does not be that much, I ended up turning into gold and hungry. I can't seem to bring up the rheumatism tank. It's like it's something I've not done, but yet, as far as I'm aware, I've done everything. I've done exactly what I've needed to have done.
You again.
Have to get my own way again as usual.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. There is only one true God. And he laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah because of exactly this kind of thing. I am doing that. If everyone else killed, I would want someone to stop me. Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking. I have nothing to say to you, kaput mada. Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
Right, okay, then I'm going to do what I like to call forcing the conversation down my throat until I get it right.
If we have to.
I don't care if I'm boring for the next 40 minutes. I ain't going to stop until I get this conversation
No
right.
idea what you're talking about. Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... you know. Makes me uncomfortable.
How come it's not giving me another option? You're just going to get angry at that.
I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you. Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking.
Oh well, I'm just going to reload. This is going to be a very boring 40 minutes.
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
No, scratch that. About 45 or so, because I started it later.
If we have to. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now get lost. You again.
I'm going to have to say that, aren't I?
No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it?
I think I am just about there. I think it is possible to break him, unless there's something that I've not done.
And why should I? Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so...
I'll have to say that.
None of your business, kaput murder.
Why is that not coming up?
Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking.
I'll still have to reload, but there's obviously something I've not done. That is why that will not come up.
Made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. If we have to. Whatever.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a boat?
For the last time, Dacius,
Shine, Salve and welcome. Need something? All right. Thanks again for taking care of our problem. I won't forget it.
I'm doing it wrong. I'm even going to Lucretia, and it won't let me bring up the subject.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling all right? That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Forget. I'm not settling for the wanker ending. I could just go over to Quaid's one for that. Well, actually, no. Wouldn't exactly call it a crapper ending as such. Would be a better way to put it. It's just I prefer to try and get the more, well, the one that sounds better.
Incredible. Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
I'm taking that again purposely.
Greetings and salutations. The eyes. Both.
Wow, that's what I've got to do. Are you taking a mic? I've just about had enough of doing that, to be quite no, I will do that. It might as well wait until I'm ready to do that purposely. Whether they'll just randomly do it for the sake of doing it.
General mind. Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius. That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them? Oh, come on. I just did as you asked. The least you can do is level with me. I'll keep it between us. I promise. You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king. Tangela... Oh. Anyway. Oh. Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever... Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind? What? How did you know? Oh, I see. We talked about it in a previous loop, didn't we? Well, what did she say? Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested in. In the rock tunnel, near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues is blocking the path, and I'm not game to move it. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a small fortune waiting for you. I hope that helps in some way. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me.
Isn't the great temple...
He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed him to do that. Well, I guess it's time for me to step up then. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? Well, it's a long one, and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer, always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bit for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away, sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me. All right, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling all right? I'm Lucretia, and Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound... This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed, and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. You did? That's unexpected. But tell me, what is it? Willowbark. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster. Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived.
So after all that, it's because I had to grab the notes and then bring up a conversation in her story.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
That is so unbelievable. And the mistake that I've made is so stupid.
You again. What business is that of yours? Willowbark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching in the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one. No idea what you're talking about? Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain in all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry, mean. I know that's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth. But with the Willowbark, I'm already starting to feel like myself again. And I know I said I owe you one. So I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
I got a good mind not to, because I've got to went through because of what I went through, getting me to remember how to deal with this. And all it was is I had to remember how to bring up the subject to Lucretia about Nivea. I got Nivea's notes, but then I never brought up the subject to Lucretia. Nivea gets mentioned, and then she mentions about one of her patients, aka Rufius, or whatever 3 letters you can use for it, or just she means Rufius, don't know at the time, talking about rheumatism. And then because I never brought the subject up to Lucretia, So I could have swore I brought all subjects up in all conversations. Unless for some reason I rushed with Lucretia like an idiot when I didn't, Oh well.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. What demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it? Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Well, if I want to get Galerius selected, I need to make it look like Galerius did everything. So, now that I've done this, I'm going to have to restart the day.
Nice to talk to you.
And then tell him to even do the Sinner one, where he gives Thingy the Willow Bark, but I just want to see if there's any other ones I haven't done, so I've got... I know what that one is, I won't be doing that. Yeah, I know what I'm doing to do that as well. I know what I'm doing to do that. And that is in the cell. So until I'm able to get Galerius as magistrate to free him, which is why now this.
On your best behaviour, I trust.
So I know what I've got to do here, now that it's reached the point where I've got to think it.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
You,
Sisyphus.
As soon as I don't like her.
The stone, and always.
You stay away from my money!
Okay, I'll leave that. If it's going to happen just out of just clicking a key, that's a bit like...
Unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink. Get out.
No, I'm not doing it to him, he's way too nice. He's alright, I know. What's in there? Virgil's just, no, not him, I haven't. I know who I want to do it to. Just got to find his room.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Right, I know what I'm doing. Come on. Come on, come this way. Come on. Oh, brilliant. Shit, a brick.
Keep an eye out for sentinels, would you?
Don't believe a word they tell you.
That is the most annoying thing of ever.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, you're taking piss.